Hi there, I'm Suzanne, a creative Canadian crafter, and I'm self-isolating like the rest of the world. Being a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator has allowed me to accumulate a pretty awesome stash of supplies. In this series, I'm planning on using it. So let's have some crafty fun together, virtually, and share your creations with others when you can. For those of you who are with me, please share your creations under the hashtag #IsolationCreations. Recently I did a video where I used a wreath builder and I promised I would share with you how to make it. So I have my trimmer here and I also have a window sheet. Stampin' Up! Sells window sheets. They're $6.75 Canadian. You get 2 sheets and they're on page 169 of the catalog. All right, I've cut my 12 by 12 window sheet to 6.5 by 6.5, and I've set that aside. Then I come in with my pattern paper. This is from Painted Poppies, I think, and I cut a square out of it that is 6.5 by 6.5. I really like this green side, and this is going to be the side that my right side, you know, the side that faces up. I have these Sizzix sheets. Stampin' Up! Used to sell them. Don't anymore. We will be selling them in the future, I think. But you can find them around, or you can cover your patterned paper with dry adhesive. It would work just the same. So this is a very thin adhesive, and it basically is making a sticker out of my pattern paper. The trick to note here is that you have to cover all of your square pretty much, and it has to go right to the very edge, or I felt it needed to go right to the very edge. And you want to put it on the side of the paper that you want, your right side, or the side that faces up to you. So pick a piece of patterned paper. Oh my gosh, that was a riddle. Pick a piece of pattern paper that you like, that you love, that you don't ever want to let go of. I'm trying to give you new advice on how to use up your designer series paper and hoard it at the same time. So I'm ripping off a little bit of the strip. You can see that the Sizzix sheet isn't that, it's not 6.5, it's actually only 6 inches wide. So I had to do that little 1/2 inch. And I had to reach up underneath and get that extra little corner up, but it actually worked, and there was no creasing going on. There was no scratches. It was all good. And bonus, there is no cat hair in this either. So that's awesome. There was a win-win situation there. And I'm just slowly pulling the adhesive backing up, and voila. There is my pattern paper with adhesive and my window sheet, all in a 6.5 by 6.5 inch square. I have my trimmer out. I put the wrong side up, so the flowers are going up, so that's the paper side, and it just really gives that my trimmer something to grip on. And I have faced my trimmer this way because there are measurements on that one side, so I can see what I'm doing, and it's just really accurate. So I place the blade in at 1.5 inches and slide it down to 5. So it's a 6.5 by 6.5 square paper. I start the cut at 1.5 and I go to 5 inches. And you can change these measurements as you will, and the size of your square if you want. I would suggest starting off with this one. This is the easiest one that I found. It has a nice wide border around it so that it is not too flimsy. I did one that was a little flimsier. It still worked, but I would suggest starting with this and then, figuring it out as you go along. All right, so here's my middle square that I have cut out, and I have no use for that, but I'm still trying to figure out what to do with that piece. mind you, I will find something. All right, so now I find the middle of each border, and I'm using my Blends alcohol marker because it will write on this window sheet, and the middle is 3 1/4, so that's the halfway point. And I am making little dots, and I have a bit of washi tape stuck to my finger because here's my little square here, and I'm fitting that in, and I have washi taped it, and you can see how I'm using the angles on my desk or on my cutting sheet here. I'm just trying to square up those triangles. Can you actually square up a triangle? Yes, Sue can do that. All right, and then so once everything was centered, and that's all I want to do is center that square to create a diamond shape on top of my square. And then I marked out the edges, and now I'm going to place them in the trimmer. And I found that because I was putting this on diagonal, it was actually quite difficult to keep steady. So I needed a little washi tape to hold things down. I don't know what I'm going to do without washi tape. Stampin' Up! Is not selling washi tape in the new catalog. Mwah, mwah. So, boo-hoo. All right, so now I'm just using that. So there's a mark on the handle of the trimmer, and it tells you how far you can go. So it actually is really suited for this type of work. So as I turn my little paper, I'm lining up my black lines with the trimmer trough. I don't know if that's a real term, but you know what I'm saying. And then I'm able to bring my little trimmer piece down exactly where I want it and stop where exactly I want to stop. And I sort of make sure to go over a couple of times too. And you can see that the corners are coming straight away out. You probably could do this with scissors, and I'm pretty handy with scissors, but I didn't trust myself. So that should say something. But I've also been out of work for 2 months. Oh, we're almost going back to work here shortly, which will be nice. I have to find some PPE before I go back to work, though, for myself and my customers. Being a hairdresser, I have to wear a face shield and a mask, and I have to make my clients wear masks too for the unseeable future. It's gonna be trying, I tell ya. But I'll be happy to get back to work. I miss everybody. Being stuck in the house is not fun. All right, so you can see these little marks and stuff. So I just used some alcohol swabs. I found those in the pharmacy. They're like gold. I almost shouted like, start the car, when I was in the pharmacy, because I was pretty excited that I found these. But I'm just rubbing it along. It'll take off the blends markers, and it'll also sanitize your wreath builder. So there you go. There's some stills of the pictures of the wreaths that I have done in the previous video, and I thank you very much for watching. Bye for now. Hey, thanks for sticking around to the end of the video. On screen are 2 more videos for inspiration. Click on the maple leaf for my blog, or click on me to subscribe to my channel. Thanks again for watching.